Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on and talk about some books. So you are in my kitchen at the moment. Don't worry, I'm not going to be subjecting you to my cooking because nobody needs to witness that travesty. But today we are going to be playing another iteration of my TBR Carnival game because it is time to set my TBR for February. So if it wasn't automatically clear, the Carnival game that we are playing this month is going to be Ring Toss. I am not good at this game, but you know what, we're gonna hope for the best and we're gonna give it a go. So how this is going to work is obviously just like standard ring toss. I toss the rings, try and hit them on one of these 5 spikes. If I miss 5 times in a row, I have to add another throw or another book to the TBR. And then if I land on one of these colors more than once in a row, I also have to add another book. As for how we're going to figure out the prompts, I've got a bunch of instructions cards here, which I am going to randomly place under each one of these 5 posts. Let's pick the first 5 instruction cards. Okay, I'm going to take a step back here, hope and pray that I am still in focus, and let's do our first throw of the game. First throw, got it in 1. We are on yellow. The instruction card for yellow is going to be read a book from my favorite genre. Hopefully you guys can see that. If not, apologies, but you're just gonna have to trust me that that is what that says. I'm gonna go find that book and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so for prompt number 1, I had to read a book from my favorite genre, Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. This is an author that is fairly new to me. As for what this is about, it says she does everything right, so what could go wrong? Mackenzie Mac Cabot is a people pleaser. It's exhausting, really, always following the rules. Mac has dreams of her own, but to please her parents, she moves to the beachside town of Avalon Bay to get her college degree. 20-year-old Mac has had plenty of practice suppressing her wilder impulses, but when she meets local bad boy Cooper Hartley, that ability is suddenly tested. Cooper is rough around the edges, raw, candid, a threat to her ordered existence. Their friendship soon becomes the realest thing in her life. Despite his disdain for the trust fund kids he sees coming and going from his town, Cooper soon realizes Mac isn't just another rich clone and falls for her. Hard. But as Mac finally starts feeling accepted by Cooper and his friends, the secret he's been keeping from her threatens the only place she's ever felt at home. Let's go for book number 2. I am so much better at this than I was yesterday. Let's find out what we're going to be getting for pink, and that is swap 1 book on my TBR. So I only have 1 book on my TBR currently, so I'm gonna have to swap that book for something else. Okay, so prompt number 2 was to swap a book on my TBR, and I've only got 1 book on my TBR currently, so I have to swap that 1 book that I was actually really looking forward to reading. But instead, I've decided to replace it with Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is the sequel to The Love Hypothesis, a book that I didn't love, but can definitely appreciate how much fun of a read it was. I just thought it had elements added in there at the end that really didn't need to be there. They're all STEM romances, and this follows B. Konigwasser, who lives by a simple code. What would Marie Curie do? If NASA offered her the lead on a neuroengineering project, a literal dream come true, Marie would accept without hesitation. Duh. But the mother of modern physics never had to co-lead with Levi Ward. Sure, Levi is attractive in a tall, dark, and piercing eyes kind of way, but Levi made his feelings towards me very clear in grad school. Arch enemies work best employed in their own galaxies far, far away. But when her equipment starts to go missing and the staff ignore her, Bee could swear she sees Levi softening into an ally, backing her plays, seconding her ideas, devouring her with those eyes. The possibilities have all her neurons firing. But when it comes time to actually make a move and put her heart on the line, there's only one question that matters. What will B. Konigwasser do? Apparently, people see Ali Hazelwood's writing as sort of like meant for people who loved fanfic and like Wattpad romances back in the day, and I was definitely one of those people, and I can definitely see that, so I am excited to jump into this one, even though it will be replacing Good Girl Reputation. Let's go for throw number 3. I'm gonna step slightly further back this time, make it a little bit harder for myself. Oh, okay. I've got 4 more goes before I have to add a book. Another miss. Throw number 3. Another miss. I think I got cocky. Throw number 4. Another miss. Throw number 5. Let's go for this red one. Oh, looks like I'm gonna be adding 1 book to my TBR. Back to throw number 1. Complete miss. Throw number 2. Okay, red. That is gonna be the next color, and the prompt underneath here is find a book I might like on someone else's worst books list. That's not nice. That's not fun at all. Okay, so my next prompt was to find a book that I might like on someone else's worst books list. So I went straight to Becca and the Books, who I have fairly similar reading taste with, and I saw that she had 1 book on her list which I actually bought off of her. And that was on her list of worst books of 2022, and that was Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. I actually have the whole Red Queen series by this author as well, but obviously that doesn't fit the prompt, so I guess I'm going to be reading this chonker of a book first. So as for what this book is about, it says, a strange darkness is growing in the ward. Even Coraine and Amarat can feel it, tucked away in her small town at the edge of the sea. Fate knocks on her door in the form of a mythical immortal and a lethal assassin, who tell Coraine that she is the last of an ancient lineage, with the power to save the world from destruction. Because a man who would burn kingdoms to the ground is raising an army unlike any seen before, bent on uprooting the foundations of the world. With a poison in his heart and a stolen sword in his hand, he'll break the realm itself to claim it, and only Coraine can stop him. Alongside an unlikely group of reluctant allies, Coraine finds herself on a desperate journey to complete an impossible task, with untold magic singing in her blood and the fate of the world on her shoulders. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Six of Crows in that sort of like team of ragtag individuals trying to save the world kind of thing. It also sounds like it might have a found family kind of element in it too, so this is book number 2. Okay, throw number 4 of 6. It can't land on red, so I have to aim for something else, so let's try for blue. And completely missed. That's throw number 1. Okay, try again. Throw number 3. Let's find out what the prompt is, and it is read it and weep, find a book that I think will make me cry. I don't think I have many books at the moment that will probably make me cry. The next prompt is read it and weep, find a book that I think will make me cry. This one was hard to fill out because I don't tend to actually get overly emotional in books, but there is one book on my shelves that I know if it doesn't make me cry, it will definitely pull on my heartstrings because it is sort of inspired by a true story or inspired by real life people. And that is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This is a story that is apparently inspired by what Colleen Hoover's own mother went through. So I know that's probably going to destroy me, but as for what it's actually about, it says, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, and maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily, but Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. And I'm also really excited to read this book because I know it's getting made into a movie, and one of my favorite actresses, Blake Lively, is going to be playing the main character Lily, so I'm excited to see that adaptation, and I definitely want to read the book first. So this is going to be book number 3. Okay, throw number 5 of 6. Just can't land on that blue one, so let's go for red. Red ring. Let's go. Yes, I got it. Okay, what is underneath red? Okay, so we've landed on red. Let's find out what the prompt is. It is read a book from an author new to me. Prompt number 4 was to read a book from an author that is new to me, and that one was pretty easy to pick considering a lot of the books on my shelves are written by authors that are new to me because I haven't read most of the books. The book that I picked for this prompt is going to be The Roommate by Rosie Danan. I recently did a try a chapter where I read this book and 4 others, and this didn't end up being the one that I picked in terms of what to read next, but I did love the kind of sex positive vibes that I got from this story. As for what this is actually about, it says, Clara Wheaton is the consummate good girl. Overachieving, well-mannered, utterly predictable. When her childhood crush invites her to move cross-country, the offer is too good to resist. Unfortunately, it's also too good to be true. Suddenly, Clara finds herself sharing a house with a charming stranger. Josh might be a bit too perceptive, not to mention handsome, for comfort, but there's a good chance he and Clara could have survived sharing a summer sublet if she hadn't looked him up on the internet. Once she learns how Josh has made a name for himself, Clara realizes living with him might destroy the reputation she's spent years building. But while they may not agree on much, both Josh and Clara believe women deserve better sex. What they decide to do about it will change both of their lives, and if they're lucky, they'll help everyone else get lucky too. I'm keen for this. I love the sort of forced proximity aspect of this. I love that trope. Anyway, this is book number 4. We've definitely got a very pink theme with the romances up here, and then just Realmbreaker messing it all up with this yellow. And we're going for our 6th and final throw. And we landed on pink. This has gone so much better than I expected it to. Okay, let's find out what this last one is, and it is going to be pick a book from my self-destruct TBR. Oh, that's not gonna be fun. Lastly, we've got pick a book from my self-destruct TBR, which was actually really hard to do because I don't actually own a lot of the books on my self-destruct TBR anymore because I just went ahead and destructed them. AKA, I went ahead and gave them to other people. But I did have a couple on that list that I still do own and I'm still keen to read. So the one that I picked for this prompt is going to be Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, a book that has been on my TBR for literally forever. It's on so many different lists that I've made recently, especially towards the end of 2022. So it is about time I finally read it. As what this is about, I really don't want to know what it's about. I'm trying to keep it very vague because I want to keep myself really guessing going into this one. But what I do know is it revolves around a witch and a witch hunter who, for some reason, I presume to build an alliance between their people, they're forced into an arranged marriage. It is apparently a fun series. So that is the end of my TBR Carnival game for February, my ring toss. I hope you enjoyed this. This was definitely a lot of fun for me. I did not expect to do as well at this as I did because when I practiced this yesterday, I was really bad. These are the 5 books on my TBR for February. I'm actually pretty happy with this list. There are 2 chonkers on here, the good old fantasies, but then we've got 3 nice little romances. So this is actually a really good TBR for me. Let me know down below if you play a TBR game and what you are planning to read in February. I love to know your TBRs, what you're excited for. You guys give the best recommendations, so come and let me know all of that in the comments down below, or just let me know what you're reading at the moment, if you're loving it, if you're hating it, all that sort of stuff. Come and chat in the comments down below. I love talking to you guys and I do my best to reply to every single comment. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do let me know by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell all down below. It is a super easy way to help my channel grow, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. Bye!